Hi, my little stracciatelli. So, we need to make this very quickly. This is episode 22, Uncomplicated Vegan. I'm making my mother's, one of her favorite dishes, which was an Italian crumbled sausage with zucchini, onions, and cherry tomatoes with a little bit of a broth and a little bit of white wine, and then she would throw that over pasta. So I'm doing the same thing today, except for the pasta though. I'm swapping that out for a little mashed potato because I've had pasta quite a few times in the past couple of weeks. And of course, we are using none other than the Abbot's Italian sausage. I'm very excited to try it. Everything that I've tried from Abbott so far is magnifique, chef's kiss. So we're gonna make this plant-based version today, and let's get to it. And also, Adrian, guess what? You're hungry. Let's go. Okay, so I got the sausage right now just browning up in the pan. And once that's done browning, I'm gonna remove that, and then I'll throw in the onions and the zucchini and the tomatoes. All right, let's give it a nice little taste. I added a little salt, pepper, and red pepper flakes to this. Mannaggia. You gotta be kidding me. Gesù, that's delicious. All right, so let's remove this from the pot. We'll set this aside. We'll throw in a little bit more olive oil, and then we'll throw in all of our veggies. All right, we'll add a little bit more olive oil. Man, do you ever eat food so good, makes you want to cry? I could cry right now. I know that's a little dramatic, but I am Italian, and I am from New York, and my mother is Lucille, so that all adds up. All right, I'm gonna throw all this in, and then I'll chop up my, come si dice, my zucchini. We'll add a little bit of salt and pepper to this. Go crazy, but not too crazy. A lot of onions. Those were 2 yellow onions that I added in. Give that a nice little zhuzh. And let that start cooking down, and we'll cut up our zucchini. Alright, now I'm going to throw in my zucchini. This is all going to cook together, people. It's going to be beautiful, beautiful. Alright. Give that a little layer of salt and pepper. Good. I'm going to let these cook down a little bit before I add in the cherry tomatoes, because those are not going to take too long before they soften and burst. So I'm going to let this cook down for about 10 minutes. Now you may be tempted to add more olive oil. Don't, because there's going to be liquid releasing from both the onion and the zucchini. So we'll let them cook down first, and then we'll see if we need to add anything. Okay, so the onions and the zucchini have been cooking for about 10 minutes. I had the cover on just so that it would cook even faster and the onions would get softer quicker. I'm going to throw in my cherry tomatoes right now. I'm going to let that cook. Okay. Give that a little stir. It did bring a nice amount of liquid in the bottom. I am still going to put in about 2 cubes of chicken stock and a little bit of wine. Okay, get these 2 cubes in there. Beautiful. I'm using Chardonnay because that's what I'm drinking. Throw a little bit of that in there. Beautiful. Give that a nice little zhuzh. And now we'll start our mashed potatoes. Alright, so let's get our potatoes in here. Okay, we're going to cover that with water. Okay, and by the time that that is done cooking, the zucchini and the tomatoes and the onions should be ready. Okay, add a little salt to that also. Excellent. Let that cook. Lower this a little bit. We'll be right back. Okay, so the potatoes are done. They're fork tender. They're a little bit more what I would call al dente, which is what I want because I want them to be firmer. I'm going to drain them, and then we'll come back and we'll dress them. Okay, I just smashed my potatoes. I'm going to add in some of the tofu better than sour cream. We'll add some of this in here. Oh yeah, very nice. We're gonna add some melt. There we go. Mash this together. We'll add some salt and pepper, and we'll come back and do a little taste test. Okay, that is perfect. In my opinion, the key to a really good mashed potato is a lot of black pepper. Let's just taste that. Right on. All right, I added my sausage already back in. Let's plate this up. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, excuse the sweating. It is 94 degrees. All right, and this is what she look like. Beautiful. So pretty. And now, the taste tester. All right. Yo, those mashed potatoes are banging. All right, we want to get a little bit of everything on there, right? All right, let's try this. Wait, get over here, you little zucchini. All right, we got a little tomato, a little onion, a little zucchini, a little potato. Okay. Abbots, I just want you to know that I love you. And we're now in a relationship. That is delicious. And I'm gonna go eat now. Ciao a tutti.